Welcome back to Thronebreaker here on Serious Gaming. A city.
Meve's force reached Cavaldon, a small, run-down town.
The Blackclads, they've a strong garrison in place,
Proclaimed her scouts upon returning from a foray.
and they stand prepared for a siege. Their stores overflow, and we've seen ballistas, scorpions.
Cavaldon can be taken,
Began Reynard hesitantly.
but not without losses. Considerable losses.
A retreat? Is that what you advise?
I fear the soldiers wouldn't take to such a course. They're eager, Your Grace. They've a fire in them. Order a retreat and you could devastate morale.
Our losses may be heavy,
Said Meve, drawing her sword.
but I'll make certain the vile invader suffers even more. Order the troops to prepare. We will attack.
Soon after, the Lyrians moved on Cavaldon, war drums rumbling in step to their march. Upon the walls, the Nilfgaardians stood poised to defend.
Let them try. They will fail, I feel. Okay. A harsh truth awaited them. Meve does not surrender. Meve does not retreat. Meve makes them pay. Retreat.
I won't leave a single city to these invader scum! Valyria!
I'll-
Rivia!
I'll tell you when Meve quote-unquote retreated. When she took her army into the worst swamp that you could imagine. That's what you call retreat. Alright.
In retreat!
We must bring down their walls! Crush them!
Alright.
My, now that is some fancy weaponry. Bet it's still got that new war machine smell.
How very convenient, isn't it?
Ah!
I'll show my mother she's wrong.
Discipline. That is what you folk lack. Very gloire. Gloire en Kazer! Discipline. That is what you folk lack.
What do you want of me?
Erigloa.
It seems Emir sent the entire fucking Impera to deal with the south, with the north. Oh. Alright, end the turn. These ballistas are quite useful, they can do a lot of damage continuously.
Coin never stinks, no matter how rank the pouch.
Bollocks.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Yeah. Alright, they can't win it.
Discipline. That is what you folk lack.
Oh, they're gonna try, won't they? Well,
We did it, Your Grace. The city is ours.
city or town? I'm confused. What the hell is it? Game.
The Nilfgaardians had indeed prepared well, with grapples to repel hook ladders from the walls and long spears to rain down upon attackers far below. Meve managed on the fourth attempt to breach the defenses, but did so scrambling over the corpses of her own men. The Queen was in the field tent when Reynard arrived with surprising news. To be heard over the groans of the wounded, he had to raise his voice.
Your Grace, a delegation of townsfolk. They seek an audience urgently.
Dozens of burghers stood before the tent. Between them and the Queen, a man knelt in shackles. His face was blooded as if he'd endured a vicious beating just moments before.
Who's this?
Our blacksmith, Todor.
Snarled a priestess in a frayed robe.
He betrayed you, Your Grace. Soon after the Nilfgaardians arrived, within hours in truth, he offered his labour and strength. They didn't even need to ask. Forged arms and armour for them, all for imperial gold.
Meve gripped the beaten man's beard, tugged upwards, and looked him in the eyes.
Did you forge the hooks and the tips for those spears?
I did, Your Grace.
It was fine work.
Growled the Queen.
Damned fine.
Show him mercy, milady!
Cried a withered old man in a flour-spattered apron.
When it black-clad bastards captured my son, they were eager to hang him. Todor spoke for him, saved his life.
He helped me too.
Hollered a woman in the crowd.
I were hungry. He shared what little he had.
The townsfolk began shouting over one another. Some told of the blacksmith's noble deeds. Others labelled him a traitor, deserving of a cruel and violent end. Meve turned back towards the field hospital, pondering the case. Then spotted her soldiers' corpses laid out in rows. Had it not been for Todor, there might not have been so many.
Mother!
Willem's voice pierced the air, replete with tension.
My offences were far graver, yet you showed me compassion.
This man forged arms for the Nilfgaardians. 'Tis true.
Said Meve to the crowd.
Yet you, Baker, baked the bread they ate. And you, Potter, stained the cups from which they drank. Willingly or not, each of you aided the invader. Where does pursuing one's craft end and treason begin? I've no answer to that. So I shan't punish any for doing merely what's theirs to do.
Upon hearing the verdict, the Queen's troops stared in disbelief, then began to boil. As she walked back calmly to the tent, they jeered and hissed. At the last, it took Reynard to calm them down. Meve had saved Todor, but she was convinced she'd not see the blacksmith again. Come evening, he returned to the camp, with a wagon full of arms so new they shone.
If it weren't for you, Your Grace, they'd have torn me to bits with their bare hands.
He said, kneeling before her.
I thank you for speaking up for me. For my innocence, that is. I've a gift for you. A gift I knows you'll put to proper use.
Meve took a spear in hand, put it to her shoulder, and gazed down the shaft. The tip glowed red in the light of the setting sun.
Of that, my friend, you can be sure.
Well, they were angry, but the moment you start butchering people because they try to make a living... I mean, his weapons did get a lot of people killed, it's true. But such is the way of things. Set the unit power to 1 and trigger. Oh! Ooh, this is... Yes. This will be painful to deal with. Well, soldiers. Fickle as fuckers.
Freedom will cost us dearly. Dearly indeed. Freedom will cost us
Move
dearly.
the fuck out of the way,
Dearly
please.
indeed. Freedom will cost.
Okay.
Freedom will.
Well.
How could you, Your Majesty? He's crafted weapons for it blackclads. The very same what killed our lads. How could you?
Such is the way of things. I could have lashed him, I suppose. A sort of sentence. I might regret that. He did make up for it, though, with the weapons he forged. That's worth something, right? Gotta be. Now. Wait. Hold on. Yeah. 2 towers and a piece of rock. 2 towers, a rock. Hold on. Where would it be? I may have missed it, actually. Believe it or not. Could be here. Well, I was laboring under false impressions, maybe. Hold on. Two towers and a palisade. It's not there, I know. Could be there though. I need to check that out again. I have an answer, I'll check a guide, right? So I lost men. Yep, that's it. As expected to a certain extent. Easy to miss though. That's the last chest, right? Okay. Was worth it to an extent. The spear. What the? Seriously? Game? Come on. That's ridiculous, even for you. Another battle. To say I'm weary of this shit, that's putting it... Like, they're not fun, honestly. It's just... What the hell? What are these guys doing? Standard battle. All right.
That will do. The chase is on!
Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
This one's got spirit.
All right. Pass, damn you. Thank you. All right. Just the card I wanted.
Hundred and 102, 103.
Make love, not war.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wonderful shit. Uh-huh. Damn. Gascon.
Wait, you're serious?
152, 154.
Again and again and again.
Nilfgaard! Hey? Then retreat!
I'm a war servant.
An army's a waste of time for one like
I'll
me.
show my mother she's wrong.
We'll see about that, young lad.
Enoch Fian! Ow! Fight for the Emperor and you might be freed! Ah!
Ah, this is bad.
To work! Obedience or the lash! Back in line!
Alright, victory. More slavers dealt with. Alright, more forts. A lot more. Well, 2 more actually. There's something over there, isn't there? What? Oh. I wanted that. Broken down trebuchet. That will help with morale. All right. Yep. An army cometh.
New orders? No? Ah.
Ballista, your command.
Again and again and again.
No reason to weaken the enemy too much. If he plays, I pass, even if I lose. I don't want to risk this too much. Well, I mean the Mahakamael is still gonna continuously boost my troops, so let's see what he does. Yeah, hard decision, right?
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
I'll use the spear.
Scheiß! In tray! We'll catch 'em all!
Alright, end this.
So much anger and suffering. For what?
How very annoying. He destroyed this bell. More Strays cavalry, maybe?
As good as dead, that lot.
The chase is on!
Destroyed, damage the highest.
Off to the front yet again.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Alright, more buffs, right?
That was not in the spellbooks.
Extra card. Wonderful.
I'm a boss.
Wanna know why I got my scar?
Yeah, I should probably stop at this.
Hellkatzer! Ah!
I never miss.
Alright, fort taken. Arnulf. Alright, almost there. Then this miserable journey will be over. I think I've... Well, outside of losing Rayla, Ake, and others, right? Outside of losing certain cards because of decisions. What manner of puzzle is this? Let's see. Destroy all enemy units. The range card will devour nothing. Swap any 2 units. Cows. Choose a unit and swap it. Alright. Every turn, gain 1. If unit is consumed, damaging by the value of the counter. Gotta get that movement right. Oh damn it, I need to keep one bloody point. Alright, I'll need a corpse to stay alive. That's the issue. Oh, I need to keep alive one farmer then. I guess I should deal with one. Wonderful. Alright, we dealt with the rotting corpses. Cows are dead. All hail Meve, the cow slayer. What the hell? They tried to join the army. And they died for it. There'd be a lot of gold, right? What's next? A town.
Broadhead now loomed before Meve and her force. Once famous for its glowing forges and clanking manufactories, the city now stood silent. Why, you might ask? Because Mahakam. Decades past, it had opened its gates to human merchants and dwarven arms, exquisitely crafted and not nearly as dear as those made by man. The caravans had simply stopped coming to Broadhead. When its black-clad garrison spotted the Lyrians approaching, they'd hastily fled, left the city's gates open wide. Yet, they did not leave empty-handed. Their convoy comprising at least a dozen wagons loaded ostensibly to the hilt.
With what might they have fled?
With something damn heavy,
replied Gascon, squinting his eyes.
Look at this. 2 horses to pull each wagon, and the wheels cut deep into the road.
What they've taken from my city,
began the Queen.
They've taken from me, and I will have it back. Follow me!
Meve spurred her horse and galloped off in pursuit of the fleeing caravan. When the Blackclads realized they had no hope of escape, they planted pikes and feet, bracing for the assault.
They have something that I want.
Stop! Whatever you carry belongs to me!
They gain ground! Dal Seifel!
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
One boat's all I need.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Alright, this is proving to be a nuisance, isn't it?
We must trust each other.
Totally.
Yeah, yeah!
Give me a target.
I'd hoped we could solve this some other way.
Unfortunately not. Oh, what the hell?
Coin never stinks, no matter how rank the pouch.
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
Left, right, left, right.
Alright, again. There we go.
Stop! Whatever you carry belongs to me!
They gained ground! Dal Seifel!
Indeed. Whatever that means. I'll use the trebuchet. Crap.
Ha!
Hopefully they don't destroy it. I would hate to lose this. Oh, fuck off. Fuck you, you little fucking bitches.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
You little fucking cunts. Sodding. What the flying fuck?
That bit the white of an eye from half a league away.
Hold on.
Give me a target.
Yeah, so much for the damn crossbows. Oh, shit. Little shit. Go fuck yourself. You and all your sodding crossbows.
Alba! Arbalist at your command.
My boots got sand.
Oh, the Magna division. Crap.
Left, right, left, right.
Alright, probably the division though. That's what they have there. Or Alba Cavalry Veteran.
Armor won't say.
I think you'll really like this one.
Again and again and again. Army's a waste of time for one like
I
me.
pass.
Enough! I refuse to die for these scraps!
Meve personally, and none too gently, shackled the Nilfgaardian commander, a young nobleman with a precisely trimmed moustache. Like many noble Imperials, he spoke fluent common.
The wagons. What's in them, Captain?
Scrap, Your Majesty.
The Imperial promptly replied. Noting the Queen's confusion, he elaborated.
To be melted down and recast into arrowheads and spear tips. Our engineers originally planned to use the foundries in Broadhead, yet these proved too primitive. We were ordered to remove the scrap, take it elsewhere.
Any pride from the victory vanished in an instant, and Meve swelled with anger, but also with shame. The shame came from realizing that to the invader, her realm was naught more than a weak, underdeveloped backwater. Meve slammed the chest she'd opened shut.
Blast it! Back to Broadhead. Let's ride.
Crumbling walls, shattered windows, rotted wood. Broadhead was bleak, a dull shadow of its former self. As the Lyrians entered, the somber townsfolk glared at the arrivals and uttered not a word. That is, until they saw Willem and began to hiss and growl. Meve resolved to address the crowd.
Folk of Broadhead, you're free at last. The Nilfgaardian occupation is done.
Aye, and a new one starts now.
Are you mad, man? Don't you recognize our banners? The Lyrian army stands before you.
Oh, I recognise banners. Served neath them as a sergeant 15 long years. And then I came back to my hometown. Know what I found? Hardship and squalor, your grace. All had gone to shite. On account of damned dwarves. Been flooding Rivia with their metal goods for years now. Us smiths don't so much as light their pipes in their foundries no more. You call yourselves the Lyrian army. Colours and banners confirm it. Well, what about your arms? Weren't forged in us fires, but in Mahakams. By us worst foes. Hell, I even see some at knobheads in your ranks. And right behind, Prince Willem, who bent a knee to blackclads not long past. So what freedom's it you're giving us, your grace? Freedom to beg in common, not in Nilfgaard's mongrel tongue.
Beg? What do you want about, man?
There's no levy on goods from Mahakam. But without it, us workshops don't stand a chance. And ye, your grace, you wear their armour, bear their arms, and bring bearded bastards to our doorstep.
There's a war on. I do whatever I must to win.
Aye, Majesty. And you run up a debt with dwarves. A debt you'll need to repay. At the cost of your own craftsmen.
Enough. Silence. Consider yourself lucky you've a merciful queen. I'd have had your head off by now. Move along.
Before Meve could leave the market square, Barnabas politely interjected.
Frankly speaking, there's a bit of truth to what the man says.
I'm perfectly aware of that. But what do you want?
I don't mean to toot my own horn, but perhaps I might be of some help.
Do tell how.
Everything your folk make here, the dwarves of Mahakam make twice as fast and twice as well. You must find a so-called niche, an innovation. And it just so happens innovations...
Yeah?
Are your speciality.
At the risk of being immodest, exactly. Besides, it might serve the cause of peace to show the folk here, non-humans, are not all bad, that they can help. Not just steal human jobs and piss in their milk.
I'll consider it, Barnabas. I shall think and let you know.
The time came to leave Broadhead, so Meve summoned her advisors, eager to hear their counsel. They put forth ideas, many of merit, but the Queen would decide the city's future.
All right.
After careful deliberation, the Queen approved Barnabas's proposal. He would manage the city's ailing industry and seek to restore it to health.
Barnabas, just please, do your best not to blow it all up.
Don't you worry, Your Grace. The only boom in this town's future is that of the economic sort.
At first, the Rivian townsfolk were skeptical of the Queen's decision, but Barnabas's schemes bore immediate fruit. Soon, the foundries and manufactories were bustling with life. Before long, Meve herself received new goods produced there.
Now, I'm no ally of gnomes or any freaks, but this Barnabas bloke, he's not a bad apple. Now,
Alright. Well, I lost Barnabas, but there was no point in continuing this.
The wind howls.
Oh, my bad. If there was ever a moment I wish I could reload a save, it was this, just to see how all of this would play out. Still, I guess Barnabas does know what he's doing. What the hell? Slaves. Probably. Another puzzle. Eliminate the slave drivers.
Aye.
Stick 'em up, high as the clouds, now! Aye. The mist's gonna pass me those lovely earrings, or do I tear 'em off myself?
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage.
Left, right, left. What now? Not going into the fray already, are we?
Alright, So I'll deploy this one unit.
Stick 'em up, high as the clouds.
Okay,
Now!
end the turn.
Greetings. What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Left, right, left. What now?
If anyone asks, you've not seen me.
Done. Alright, victory. Slavers have been dealt with. Slaves are free. We need to seize Rivia Castle. Nilfgaard's armies in the region have been, well, decimated would be putting it mildly. Just Rivia Castle stands.
When Meve saw Reynard's usually stoic visage rent by a half-moon grin, she knew he brought particularly good news.
Your Grace, our toil has borne fruit. The liberated towns of Rivia have hired an outfit of mercenaries conveyed to your command, along with wishes for a speedy victory.
Meve cast an eye over the long column of hired soldiers, taking in their top-notch arms and battle-hardened faces. Her gaze lingered longer on their banners, surprised to see some bearing the Caldwell crest, suggesting Dragomir had proven worthy of the trust she had extended him.
With support like this to bolster our ranks, our way grows easier,
said the Queen with a smile.
Send the townsmen a letter. Say their queen thanks them for their devotion to the realm, and when the time comes, she shall reward them fittingly.
Alright. Okay, almost there. All right.
Rivia Castle. Seems our journey nears its end.
That end could yet prove tragic. We've daunting tasks ahead. Pride. It's all I ever felt pondering those walls. Yet now, to behold them from below, I truly do wish we hadn't built them so tall.
Well, Meve. Such is the way of things. I guess I'm done. I fought my way to this point. Just a hint lies ahead. Costin Saniad.